This is a 1994 Toyota Supra MK4, one of the most iconic Japanese sports cars ever built. But the one sitting here today has been forgotten for years. Hidden deep in a quiet junkyard, the once vibrant red paint is now faded and buried beneath layers of dust and dirt. The headlights are cloudy, the wheels are covered in grime, and rust has begun to appear along bolts and metal edges. Inside the cabin, the seats are worn and covered in dust, while debris and spider webs fill the engine bay, yet beneath all the neglect. The unmistakable shape of the Supra still carries the spirit of a legendary performance car. Waiting to return, the restoration begins with a deep exterior cleaning. Thick white foam is sprayed across the entire body of the Supra, slowly covering every panel and curve as the foam begins to drip downward. Years of dirt start dissolving away. Soft detailing brushes carefully scrub around the Supra. Emblem, air vents, and body lines, removing stubborn grime from every corner. A pressure washer then sweeps across the body in smooth, controlled passes. Streams of water wash away the dirt and slowly reveal the original red paint underneath with each pass. The iconic curves of the Supra begin to shine again. Microfiber cloths glide across the panels, wiping away the final traces of dirt and restoring the surface to a clean finish. Next, the restoration moves inside the cabin. Bolts are loosened carefully as the seats are removed one by one. The old carpet is lifted from the floor, releasing clouds of dust into the workshop light. Interior panels are unscrewed and carefully placed aside while the dashboard is slowly dismantled, piece by piece. The interior is stripped down until only the bare chassis remains. The once cluttered cabin now reveals the lightweight structure of the car beneath. With the interior removed, attention turns to rust removal and chassis repair. Small patches of corrosion are scrubbed away with wire brushes, sending flakes of rust falling onto the workshop floor. A sanding tool smooths rough metal surfaces while the damaged areas are cleaned thoroughly. Rust treatment is carefully applied to protect the metal and stop future corrosion. Slowly, the structure of the Supra becomes solid again, ready for the next stage of restoration. Now the focus shifts to the heart of the car, the legendary TJZ engine, chains from a hoist are carefully attached to the engine block as bolts are loosened around the engine bay. The hoist slowly lifts the engine upward, revealing the powerful inline-six engine that made the Supra famous. Once removed, the engine is placed on a stand for a full rebuild. Valve covers are removed, internal components are cleaned, and worn seals are replaced. Pistons are inspected, bolts are tightened with precision tools, and metal components are polished until they shine again. Slowly, the once neglected engine transforms into a fully restored power plant ready to run again. While the engine is being rebuilt, the body of the Supra begins its transformation. Small dents are carefully repaired with body tools while filler is applied to smooth out imperfections. Sanding blocks glide across the panels to prepare the surface for fresh paint. Once the body is perfectly smooth, a coat of primer is applied across the entire car, giving it a uniform matte finish. Soon after, the car enters the paint booth where fresh red paint is sprayed in smooth, even passes under bright lights. The glossy color begins to glow once again. A final clear coat seals the paint, creating a deep mirror-like shine. After the paint has cured, the polishing stage begins. A polishing machine slowly glides across the surface, removing tiny imperfections and bringing out the full depth of the paint. Microfiber cloths buff every panel until the body reflects the workshop lights perfectly. The restoration then moves into the final reassembly stage. The rebuilt engine is carefully lowered back into the chassis. Suspension components are installed, wheels are mounted, and the interior is rebuilt with restored seats and panels. Finally, the moment arrives. The key is turned in the ignition. For a brief moment, the workshop is silent. Then the rebuilt TJZ engine roars to life with a smooth mechanical sound. The once abandoned Toyota Supra MK4 is alive again. As the garage door slowly opens, sunlight fills the workshop and reflects across the freshly polished red paint. The restored Supra rolls forward slowly, its legendary design shining brighter than ever. What was once forgotten in a junkyard has now been reborn, a true icon restored back to life.